Over 80% of the workforce feels overwhelmed by their responsibilities. The modern workplace, with its endless stream of emails, meetings, and deadlines, has created an environment where stress is the norm rather than the exception. Every day, people walk into their offices already feeling behind, weighed down by expectations that seem to grow heavier with each passing week. This isn't just a feeling, it's a reality for millions. The daily grind starts before sunrise and often stretches late into the night, leaving little room for rest or reflection. Whether you're commuting through crowded streets or logging in from home, the pressure to keep up is relentless and unyielding. We're more connected than ever, but that constant digital noise fragments our attention and makes deep focus nearly impossible. Notifications, messages, and updates demand our attention at all hours, pulling us away from meaningful work and even from the people right in front of us. Technology promised to make life easier, but for many, it's only amplified the pressure to always be on. Instead of freeing us, our devices have become chains, tying us to our jobs and responsibilities even during supposed downtime. The line between work and personal life has blurred, making it harder to truly disconnect. This isn't a personal failing. It's a cultural epidemic that glorifies busyness as a badge of honor. We compare calendars and compete over who is the most overworked, as if exhaustion is something to be proud of. The expectation to always be productive has seeped into every corner of our lives. The relentless pace leads to burnout, poor performance, and a quiet crisis of unfulfillment. When exhaustion becomes routine, creativity and motivation suffer. Many find themselves simply going through the motions, disconnected from any sense of purpose or satisfaction in their work. When our workday drains us, we have little left for family, friends, or ourselves. The people who matter most often get only our leftovers, if anything at all. Over time, this imbalance chips away at our happiness and sense of connection. The loss of personal time erodes our well-being and relationships. Missed moments and constant distractions create distance, not just from others, but from our own needs and passions. The cost of always being busy is paid in the currency of our most important relationships. Feeling overwhelmed is a signal our current approach is unsustainable. It's a warning that something needs to change, that the way we're working and living is taking more than it's giving. Ignoring these signals only deepens the crisis. The answer isn't to work harder, but to work smarter, by taking deliberate control of our time and attention. Setting boundaries, prioritizing what truly matters, and learning to say no are essential skills in today's world. It's about making conscious choices, not just reacting to demands. The tools to reclaim focus and fulfillment are more accessible than ever, if we choose to use them. By embracing new habits and technologies, we can break free from the cycle of overwhelm and rediscover a sense of balance, purpose, and joy in our daily lives. Meet Sarah, a graphic designer and mother of two, caught in the chaos of modern life. Her days blurred together, work emails, client calls, family needs, all demanding her attention at once. Work bled into evenings, leaving her distracted and guilty during family time. Her own needs, exercise, hobbies, even a quiet cup of tea, were always pushed aside. Stress became her constant companion, draining her creativity and energy. She felt like she was failing everywhere, at work, at home, and for herself. The life she was living felt unsustainable and deeply unfulfilling. Sarah knew something had to change. She was surviving, not thriving, and she wanted her life back. One exhausting evening, Sarah found herself mindlessly scrolling through her phone, her eyes heavy with fatigue. She was searching for something, anything, that might help her make sense of the chaos her days had become. Between work deadlines, family obligations, and the constant ping of notifications, she felt like she was always running behind, never truly present in any moment. That's when she stumbled upon an article titled, "Reclaim Your Time: How Digital Tools Can Tame Your Schedule." The headline alone felt like a lifeline, promising a way out of the endless cycle of overwhelm. The article introduced her to the concepts of time blocking and digital task management. These weren't just strict routines or inflexible rules, but rather flexible frameworks designed to help people live with intention. Sarah realized that these tools could be adapted to her unique life, not the other way around. For the first time, she began to see technology as a potential ally. Instead of being just another source of distraction, her phone and laptop could actually help her regain control over her time and priorities. She learned that even the simplest apps could help offload her mental clutter. By capturing her thoughts, reminders, and to-dos in one place, she could free up precious mental energy to focus on what truly mattered: her goals, her relationships, and her well-being. As she read stories from others who had found balance, Sarah realized she wasn't alone. Many people had struggled with the same feelings of overwhelm, and they had discovered that balance wasn't about cramming more into each day, but about creating space for what was most important. She began to understand that the real problem wasn't a lack of time. It was a lack of a system. Without a way to organize her days, even the most important tasks got lost in the noise. Inspired by what she'd learned, Sarah made a decision. She would stop simply reacting to her schedule and start intentionally designing it. She would experiment with new tools and approaches, tailoring them to fit her life. Sarah was ready to become the architect of her days, shaping her time to reflect her values and dreams. She felt a new sense of agency, as if she was finally holding the blueprint to a more fulfilling life. Tomorrow wouldn't be just another scramble to keep up. It would be the beginning of a new experiment, a chance to see what was possible when she took control of her time. For the first time in a long while, hope felt real and within reach. Sarah was ready to step into her new chapter, one mindful moment at a time. Sarah set out to find the right digital tools, not the most popular, but the most practical for her needs. She realized that with so many apps and platforms available, it was easy to get overwhelmed by choice. Instead of chasing trends or downloading every new productivity app, she focused on what would actually make her life easier and more organized. She wanted simplicity and integration, not more complexity. Sarah started by decluttering her devices, removing apps that only added noise or duplicated functions. She knew that every extra app was another distraction, so she was determined to keep only what truly served her goals. For her calendar, she chose Google Calendar, familiar, color-coded, and synced across devices. It allowed her to see her schedule at a glance, set reminders, and coordinate with others easily. The ability to access her calendar from her phone, tablet, or computer meant she was always in control of her time, wherever she was. Todoist became her task manager, letting her capture everything from big projects to daily errands. With its simple interface and powerful features, she could break down her goals into actionable steps, set priorities, and track her progress. No task was too small or too big to be managed. Trello, with its visual boards, helped her organize complex design projects at a glance. She could move cards, assign deadlines, and collaborate with teammates all in one place. The visual layout made it easy to see what needed attention and what was already done. Each tool had a clear purpose: Google Calendar for time, Todoist for tasks, Trello for projects. By keeping her system streamlined, she avoided overlap and confusion. Everything had its place, and nothing was left to chance. By assembling this digital arsenal, Sarah was ready to fight back against chaos. She felt empowered, knowing she had chosen tools that worked for her, not against her. Her workspace became a place of focus and accomplishment, not stress. She didn't need more features. She needed clarity and control. By turning off unnecessary notifications and focusing on her chosen apps, she created an environment where she could truly concentrate and get things done. Her new system would be simple, powerful, and tailored to her life. She took time to personalize her setup, making sure it reflected her workflow and preferences. This wasn't about fitting into someone else's system. It was about building her own. The first step toward order had begun, and with her digital arsenal in place, Sarah felt ready to take on whatever came next. Sarah reimagined her calendar, not as a list of appointments, but as a blueprint for her life. She blocked out non-negotiables first: family time, rest, and personal priorities. Work tasks were scheduled in focused blocks, protecting her best hours for deep, creative work. She set specific times for emails and admin, preventing them from interrupting her flow. Breaks and transitions were scheduled too. Short walks, real lunch breaks, moments to recharge. Her calendar became a tool for balance, not just productivity. By giving personal time the same weight as meetings, she protected what mattered most. Distractions were minimized, focus was maximized. For the first time, her days felt intentional, not reactive. Her calendar guided her with clarity and purpose. With her calendar set, Sarah turned to Todoist to capture every task. No more sticky notes or mental checklists. Each morning, she reviewed her list, prioritized the most important tasks, and assigned them to projects. This daily ritual replaced anxiety with clarity. She embraced task batching, grouping similar tasks together, like errands or design tweaks, to minimize context switching. Recurring tasks were scheduled, making routines automatic. At day's end, checking off completed tasks gave her a sense of progress and momentum. Her to-do list became a trusted guide, not a source of dread. She could finally see and celebrate what she accomplished. The mental clutter was gone, replaced by focus and control. Within weeks, Sarah's transformation was clear. Her creative work improved. Protected deep work led to better designs, faster. She finished work on time, leaving evenings free for family and rest. Guilt and anxiety faded, replaced by presence and contentment. She slept better, felt calmer, and handled stress with new resilience. Most importantly, she reclaimed time for herself. Reading, yoga, simple pleasures. Her sense of self returned, no longer lost in endless busyness. The feeling of drowning was gone. She was steering her own ship. Productivity and peace were no longer at odds. Sarah was thriving, not just surviving. Over time, Sarah's system became second nature, a flexible framework, not a rigid set of rules. She trusted her tools to capture commitments, freeing her mind for the present moment. Structure gave her the freedom to be spontaneous. She could say yes to last-minute plans without stress. Technology became her ally, not her enemy. She curated notifications, letting only the essential through. Her phone and apps served her goals, not the other way around. Sarah's life was now balanced, work, family, and personal fulfillment integrated by design. Challenges still arose, but she faced them with confidence and calm. She hadn't found more hours in the day, she'd found more life in her hours. Intentionality made all the difference. Sarah's story can be yours. Moving from overwhelm to intentional design is possible for anyone. Start by building a system you trust. Capture, organize, and execute with purpose. Offload your mental clutter into a single, reliable tool. Begin small, capture everything for a week, schedule your most important task, and build from there. Join a community, share what works, and support each other in the pursuit of focus and meaning. Your time and attention are your most valuable assets. Reclaim them. Let's build a more focused future together.